I've been getting a lot of questions on my channel about Landis and Divvy. These are rent-to-own companies that help you purchase generally your first home. Now, one of the things in general, my feeling about rent-to-own is that I would prefer that you do it on your own to avoid some of the fees that these companies charge. But I want to begin with how the company makes money. So we're going to talk about that first. And I'm going to give you my feeling about not just Divvy or Landis, but just rent-to-own companies like them in general. So I went to Divvy's website to figure out, okay, how exactly are they making money? And on the Divvy website, it says that the rent appreciation, this is how they make money, from the rent and the appreciation of the houses during the rental periods. And that kind of got like a light bulb in my head. I was like, okay, the appreciation of the house during the rental period. But I'm thinking, what if the house doesn't appreciate? What if the home is not worth as much? Because these programs want you to set the price that you are going to purchase the home for. So they give you some time to generally get your credit together, to save money, and then you have to buy the house back from them at the price. So on the Divvy website, it says, what if my buyback price is less than the appraised value? They have this as their answer, that you can contribute the difference, meaning you pay the difference between what you agreed to buy the house for and what it appraised for. The company can dispute the appraisal, or you can continue to rent it until it appreciates. Now, if appreciation is not going that fast or it's not, gaining in value, you might be in that rental position for a long time. So I don't like this as I don't know how Landis, I tried to look on the Landis website as to how it works if the house is not worth what you agreed to pay for it. But you want to be really mindful of this ahead of time. And we're going to talk more about how these programs work. I'm Shaheedah Hill, getting you over the hill to home ownership and helping you confidently buy your first home. A lot of first-time home buyers apply with these companies because they're probably unable to get financing either because of credit or they don't have enough for their down payment. But most of these companies require at least 2% down that they put aside for you to apply for your down payment. Now, that also got me to thinking that the average down payment or the minimum down payment for conventional loans is 3%. For FHA loans is 3.5%. So it's really close to that 2%. If you can save 2%, you probably can save 3%, or you can probably save 3.5%. Or you can use some kind of down payment assistance program to cover the rest of that amount. Now, also, they want you to buy the home. Landis wants you to buy the home within 2 years. Divvy gives you about 3 years to purchase the home. And you're paying two amounts. You're paying a market rent. So you're going to pay a significant amount in rent probably. And you're also going to be paying a percentage toward you saving for that down payment, so you can buy the house when the time comes. Now, if you are late on either one of these payments, you could be evicted from these homes. So you have to make sure that you're making all of these payments on time. But if you already don't have enough money to save a significant down payment, how do you have the money for this market rent and you have money to save every month? So that's another question you want to think about before you enter into some of these agreements. In order for you to qualify for these rent-to-own programs, you have to have the money for the down payment. You do a credit check. They do income verification. They do a background check. They also do a proof of funds to make sure you have the money for your down payment. Some of them are going to make sure you have at least a couple of months of rent in the bank as well. And of course, just like your identification. So similar to a mortgage application. And then they set how much, they will buy the house cash for you. And a lot of people, at least in Atlanta with Divvy specifically, a lot of people, when it was very difficult and very competitive in the market, they were using Divvy to make a cash offer. Even though they qualified for it on their own, they used Divvy to make a cash offer, to make the offer stronger, and then they very quickly went ahead and bought the house back. So this was used a lot when things got competitive. So when you do their application, they're going to give you an amount that you qualify for and that you could shop with. And you will use that amount to buy your home for cash. And they will connect you with a Divvy or Landis real estate agent to help you find a house. I just think in general that if the down payment is a problem, again, you have to have at least 2%. So if the down payment is a problem, I don't think it's going to take you that much longer to save an additional 1 or 1.5%, or you can use down payment assistance. Also, I don't think that it takes, a lot of people think it's very, very difficult to improve their credit or get their credit where it needs to be. I don't agree with credit repair companies for the most part, because a lot of the things that they are offering to do for you, you can do for yourself. I've done several videos about credit, how to fix your credit. Some people have done it on their own, just watching my videos, and they've been able to significantly increase their credit scores. So I would recommend that you do that. Anything like this. Also, if you change your mind, then there's some penalties if you decide not to buy the home. So you need to make sure you think about all of that. I think instead of using these programs, that if you don't have the credit score or if you don't have the down payment, that first for credit score, I want you to fix your credit yourself. And a lot of times you can do it pretty quickly if you're doing it the right way. So I want you to get your credit up enough that you would qualify for a home. And I also want, again, you already have to save 2%. It's not going to be that much more difficult to save another 1% or 1.5% to qualify for a mortgage if the down payment is stopping you from buying a home. Or you can get one of the down payment assistance programs to help with it. So overall, I don't agree with these rent-to-own companies. I think you can do the same thing. It might take you a little bit longer to get into a home, but you can do the same thing on your own, and you won't be tied to some of the rules and regulations and penalties that some of these rent-to-own companies have. If you have any questions about either, rent to own that I didn't address, please put it in the comments. Please join my first time homebuyers Facebook group. If you have any other questions or if you just need help during this first time home buying process, please like and subscribe for new videos every week.